Hello everyone, Waddling Duck here to bring you new details on the French civilization in the upcoming Age of Empires 4. A show match between two internal testers on the Age of Empires 4 team was recently released along with a short video highlighting the French civilization, giving us our first real look at the French. I have extracted and organized all of the details that have been publicly released thus far to give you a coherent civilization overview for the French. First, we have the French passives. They have faster villager production. Although the devs on multiple occasions referenced the French having 18-second villagers and showed an Age 1 tooltip to that effect, I timed the villager production throughout the match and found that it is 18 seconds in Age 1, 17 seconds in Age 2, and 16 seconds in both Ages 3 and 4. It seemed odd for it to plateau in Age 3, but there were plenty of data points in the show match, and I am confident in these numbers. This means that the French reduced the training time of villagers by 10% in Age 1, 15% in Age 2, and 20% in Ages 3 and 4. All economy technologies are 30% cheaper. Melee damage technologies at the blacksmith are free and are instantly granted upon reaching the requisite age. However, you must have built a blacksmith in order to receive the free techs. In the show match, the French player did not build a blacksmith until Age 4, and upon completing the blacksmith, all three of the melee damage techs were simultaneously granted. Resource drop-off buildings cost half as much as usual, only costing 25 wood each instead of 50. Finally, French traders have the ability to select any resource to be generated from trade. This is selected with a toggle on an individual trader, and the tooltip uses the phrasing of "this trader," which implies that different traders can be set to different resources. Further, the French have an influence area around their keeps, which reduces the cost of training units from nearby archery ranges and stables by 25%. Next up are the landmarks. To go from Age 1 to Age 2, the French have either the School of Cavalry or the Chamber of Commerce. The School of Cavalry acts as a stable and increases the production speed of all of your stables by 20%. The Chamber of Commerce acts as a market and increases the yield from traders. In the Q&A following the match, the devs confirmed that the Chamber of Commerce increases the yield of traders by 30%. Going from Age 2 to Age 3, the French have the Guild Hall or the Royal Institute. The Guild Hall passively generates resources over time. It generates one resource at a time with the ability to toggle to any resource of your choosing. The generated resources are stored within the Guild Hall with a button to collect all stored resources. However, the amount of resources generated increases with the amount of resources currently stored. Resources are generated every 20 seconds. This is based on a clock from when the landmark is first completed, and the timer is not impacted by any subsequent collecting or changing of resources. If you have 0 stored resources, you will gain 20 on the next cycle. If you have 20, 60, 100, or 140 resources, you will gain 40 resources on the next cycle. If you have 180 resources, you will gain 60 resources. That is as much as is explicitly confirmed, although it seems to go higher than 60 per tick, as at one point we saw 500 stored resources, which doesn't fit the progression if it were capped at 60 per tick. Near the end of the match, we did see numbers that were offset by 20 from the expected pattern, with stored values of 120, 160, and 220. Perhaps there is a bug if you collect resources at the same moment that new resources are being deposited. The Royal Institute houses all unique French technologies and reduces their cost by 25%. Although we did not directly see the Royal Institute in the videos, there is a bugged tooltip on the School of Cavalry that showed us this amount. Going from Age 3 to 4, we have the College of Artillery and an unrevealed landmark. The College of Artillery acts as a siege workshop, but offers modified royal siege units, which have 20% higher damage than their non-royal counterparts trained from an ordinary siege workshop, very similar to how the Chinese Clockwork Tower works to produce modified siege units. The tooltip language pertaining to immediate access is likely a holdover from prior beta builds, in which the chemistry technology had been required to build gunpowder units in the first place. The units available from the College of Artillery are the cannon, a unique version of the bombard, the Ribaldequin, and the culverin. Notably, the French do not have access to the culverin through a normal siege workshop, and it appears to be exclusive to the landmark. The unrevealed Age 4 landmark is visible in a background screenshot on the website, and based on visual similarity to the keep, it seems likely that it might be defensively oriented. Next, we have the unique French units. The French have upgraded versions of the knight, the crossbow, the bombard, and the galley. The royal knight becomes available in Age 2. It has a unique function of gaining a damage buff for 3 seconds after successfully completing a charge. The charge itself deals the same damage as a normal knight, and it instead provides a buff to their main attack damage following the charge. There are 2 unique techs in the stables that are used to upgrade the royal knight. The first upgrade is Chivalry, available in Age 2, which grants the knight health regen while out of combat. The second upgrade is Canted Saddles, which is available at some point later than Age 2, and increases the damage bonus of the royal knight's post-charge buff. Regarding the buff following a charge, we saw in the promotional French video that the buff is not applied if the charge is interrupted by the longbowman's palings. We also saw that the Chivalry healing works while they are garrisoned within a building. We have nearly complete stats for the Royal Knight at the various upgrade levels. From what we saw, it has identical stats to the regular Knight, aside from the post-charge buff, but it has also provided confirmation of the Feudal Age early Knight stats. In Age 2, the Royal Knight has 190 health, 3 armor, a charge attack of 29, a normal attack of 19, a post-charge attack of 22, and the standard Age 2 torch damage of 13. From the various tooltips available throughout the videos, I have adjusted the shown stats to remove techs and provide the base stats for each upgrade. Note that the charge damage on the Elite Royal Knight likely incorporates the extra damage from the Canted Saddles tech. Although not technically Knight-specific, the French also have a unique tech at the university called Royal Bloodlines, which is a stronger version of biology and was discussed in the Q&A. Rather than the standard 20%, Royal Bloodlines increases the health of all cavalry by 35%. This is one of the reasons why the health values in the tooltips did not directly align with the displayed values in my table, as I had corrected them to their base stats without biology. The French also get the Arbalétrier in Age 3, which is a stronger version of the crossbow that also has an active ability. Its base stats are 80 health, 1 melee armor, 12 damage with a 6 bonus against heavy units, 2 attack speed, and 5 range. This matches the standard crossbowman, except for the addition of the 1 extra melee armor. The active ability of the Arbalétrier is the Pavise, which deploys a shield that grants 5 ranged armor. It deploys nearly instantly and lasts for up to 30 seconds or until moving. The Elite Arbalétrier has 95 health, which also corresponds to the standard crossbowman values. There are 2 unique techs in the archery range, which most viewers will have missed. The first of these techs was indirectly revealed to us. It is called Gambesons, which increases the melee armor of the Arbalétrier by 5 and is available in Age 3. I determined this by finding the stats of the Arbalétrier right before and after the tech was researched, and verifying that no other techs were completed in that time frame. For reference, the Arbalétrier with Gambesons researched has higher melee armor than either Elite Knights or Elite Men-at-Arms. The French have a unique cannon that replaces the bombard. It has higher damage and lower health, and does not need to pack or unpack. However, despite what the tooltips and the website tell us, it looks like there's still a very quick packing and unpacking phase, as during the match we saw both the Royal Cannon and the Royal Culverin packing and unpacking. Finally, the French have the Galleass, which replaces the galley in the dock at Age 2. Although the icons in the dock are out of order, it is the Age 2 ship, as the icon for the leftmost one pictured is the Hulk available in Age 3. The Galleass's stats are closer to an Age 3 attack ship than an Age 2 archer ship, and has the potential to give some variation to Age 2 naval battles. It has the slowest move speed out of all ships until the Age 4 warships. It has slightly lower damage per second than the galley, but has high damage with a slow attack rate instead of the usual low damage with fast attack rate. As we saw in the match, shifting the DPS to provide more damage per hit gives you the potential to damage buildings. The Galleass is more than double the health of a galley, but has less ranged armor. It also has a significantly longer range than any other ships until the Age 4 warships. The French have unique technology at the dock, which is unconfirmed, but rumored to increase the range of all ships. There's a unique technology in the keep called enlistment incentives to increase the effect of the influence area of the keep. It increases this effect to provide an additional 10% reduction in resource costs. The French do not have any unique buildings at all. There are no unique techs in the monastery or the blacksmith, but we have not yet seen a French barracks. However, given the emphasis the French have on the stables and the archery range, it seems unlikely that the French will have any unique units or techs within the barracks. Thus, it seems that we have information on everything except for the missing Age 4 landmark and the unknown archery range tech. Thank you for watching, and please subscribe if you enjoyed this video.